Hello everyone, my name is Sharma. Today I am going to give a video presentation on major communication barriers that exist in a classroom. Some common barriers to effective communication in the classroom are listening barriers, perception barriers, and oral barriers. Learning to recognize and overcome these barriers is essential in effective classroom communication. Firstly, listening barriers. Effective listening is one of the most important factors in classroom communication. Take the time to listen to what the other person is saying. When someone is speaking, you should not be thinking of your next response. Negative emotion may occur when a certain word or body language is used. A teacher must also take care to keep emotional reaction to a minimum and focus on what speaker is saying. Outside noise such as telephones or construction noise can sometimes make listening difficult. The outside noise should be minimized in the classroom. Perception barriers. Perception may be a barrier to effective communication in the classroom. Different people may receive and hear the same message but interpret it differently. Paying attention to detail is also important. Important aspects can be missed by not covering a subject in depth. A teacher should also learn to focus on both positive and negative aspects of a conversation. By having a distorted focus, a teacher may only focus on the negative aspects of a conversation. Oral barriers. Communication barrier in a classroom may exist if oral communication is not clear. Communication only occurs when the listener hears and understands your message in the way you meant for it to be received. Some problems in oral communication include using words with ambiguous meaning. The teacher must make sure that the student clearly understand the meaning of words. Another problem in oral communication is using generalization and stereotypes. Classroom communication should be specific to the topic without bias. A teacher must also take caution not to make a premature conclusion before she has all the facts about a topic or situation. Finally, a teacher must overcome any lack of self confidence and deliver the message with assertiveness and clarity. Language barriers. Language and linguistic ability may act as a barrier to communication. However, even when communicating in the same language, the terminology used in a message may act as a barrier if it is not fully understood by the receiver. For example, a message that includes a lot of specialist jargons and abbreviation will not be understood by a receiver who is not familiar with the terminology used. Common barriers to effective communication: the use of jargons, overcomplicated, unfamiliar, and or technical terms, emotional barriers and taboos. Some people may find it difficult to express their emotion, and some topics may be completely off limits or taboo. Taboo or difficult topics may include, but are not limited to, politics, religion, disability, mental or physical, sexuality and sex, racism, and any option that may be seen as unpopular. Lack of attention, interest, distractions, or irrelevance to the receiver. Differences in perception and viewpoint. Physical disabilities such as hearing problems or speech difficulties. Physical barriers to non-verbal communication. Language differences and difficulty in understanding unfamiliar accents. There are many reasons why interpersonal communication may fail. In many communication, the message may not be received exactly the way the sender intended. It is therefore important that the communicator seeks feedback to check that their message is clearly understood. The skills of active listening, clarification, and reflection may help out, but skilled communicator also needs to be aware of the barriers of effective communication and how to avoid them or overcome them. Thank you.